Det börjar bra, det börjar bra. Som jag misstänkte, det är olika chapters, även kallade episoder. Som ni kan se, chapter 1, det är det ni har. Om det var demo eller vanligt, det kommer jag tyvärr inte ihåg, men jag tror att det var demo. Men eftersom ni kan se download now, ända upp 4 stycken till, så kör vi väl det som jag kan köra. Run Forrest! Run! Jaha, fyrkant. Ja, jag har mycket här inne. Run, run, run. Ska inte kameran följa med eller? Nej, tydligen inte. Come on man. Ja. Ska jag springa här? Nej. Jo. Ja, men här är jag som fått här. Jag tror det var gubben som skulle spela, inte jag. Var lite vatten här nere, gott folk. Är det ingen som säger någonting, utan det är bara jag som sitter här.
I've not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
Säger du det? What the fuck? Det är någon som har sovit här nere också. Ja. Har du inga muskler på? Jo. Titt. Är det en pub? What the?
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either.
Säger du det? Jag har inte dåligt. Ja, det måste ju vara ett fantasyspel i alla fall. Det är ju en sak som är säker. Jag förstår inte mycket av det, mer än att det är en väldigt vacker grafik i alla fall. Sitter jag här och håller på att härja med min nyöppnade dricka och sånt där. What?
Two odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
Ja visst. Visst är det väl så. Hur ska jag annars kunna öppna? Och här är det ett lik också. Titt. Det var väl inget trevligt det där. Aj, aj, aj.
And that's what would have happened if I turned the left switch. But since I am here telling this story, you already know that I pulled the right one.
Muckar du gräl? Muckar du gräl med en dalmas, då har du kommit rätt så där. Då har du kommit rätt så där. Ja, tur i oturen här. Vad är det här nu? Ska jag gå och lägga mig eller? Det är lite märkligt spel det här. Vad är det här nu? Någon som har köpt fel sängar och inte har råd att gå tillbaka eller?
Even though the bed was very comfortable, this was no time to hide under the covers.
Till och med jag kan ju se att det ligger en person under där ifall det skulle komma.
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in this story will be overlooked. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
Oj, 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 oj. Run, man! Men spring då, för fan.
Nestled beneath
Oh,
a
shit.
slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror.
Oh, so you remember this part of the story.
Well, dragons are my favorite.
Do you want to tell this part?
Yes. King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a quest to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing in my way to... My way too. Add a shinier hat to my collection.
Han kommer säkert att få möta en drake också. Det är trevligt. Alltid är det något nytt, vet du. Det är fint.
I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
Eller, här ligger det någonting. Nej, det gick inte att ta då. Här då, nej.
Volumes of old books with foreboding titles clutter the shelves of that strange bedroom. How to Tame a Dragon, Breaking the Spirit of Hideous Beasts, Amateur Spells to Impress Your Friends with. No books about...
So, the missing handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap.
Det där var jättesmart.
Then I used my cleverness to hide.
Oj, oj, oj. Hello, sir. Har du beställt? En capricciosa?
Luckily, that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
A dragon's eye must be really hard to pierce with an arrow. At archery lessons, I can barely hit a hay bale.
It is indeed a feat only for skilled archers.
Ja, en halvblind drake. Ja, det är ju mycket till att vakta det här stället.
I tried to turn that crazy contraption, but it was missing a handle. Someone tampered with it, creating some silly conundrum.
What did you use?
Väldigt stabil bro, gott folk. Väldigt stabil.
The dragon's chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall. This cave seemed to be filled with failed adventures. This cave seemed to be filled with failed adventures.
Om jag har tur så hinner jag.
After he briefly basked in the sun, the narcoleptic dragon went back to snoring.
I probably sleep all day too, if Amira was my only friend.
Nu är det väl någon... What the? Oj, 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 oj. Uff. Ja, väldigt tur det har gått folk alltså. Ja, här må... Oj! Jag var rädd. Hej då. Är det bra? Just förresten, din pizza är färdig. Ja, du har inte mycket till vakt du heller. Hur kan du somna på bara du lägger ner?
Whoever designed this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
Frågan är ju bara hur. Det är det som är svåra just nu. Åh, en pilbåge. Oj då. Det är ju hur lätt som helst alltså. Ja, vi fortsätter. Oj, 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 oj. Uff. Tur gott folk. Även kallad skicklighet.
The mirror called out to me. Jaha, de hissar ner mat till den där alltså. A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
Jaha. Försöker vi igen.
Grandpa!
Dragon Petite 4.
Jag dog, gott folk. Vad mer kan man göra? Jag dog. Ja.
A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive. A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
Så gott folk. Nej, nu lyckas jag. Efter kanske närmare 10 försök. Oh shit. Run, man. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ooh.
I guess you could say that river swept me off my feet.
Jäklar. Jag såg bara repet, sen helt plötsligt så var draghuvudet där bara.
Let me guess, you escaped with only a flesh wound.
Jag visste inte ens om att jag skulle springa ens en gång. Vilken springstil han har alltså.
With the magic mirror safely in my possession, I dreamt of the Daventry I would be rewarded with, and the kingdom it could become. In that split second, I had three choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
Jaha. Första jag kommer på det skjuter han i ögat.
My hands were shaking and my arms could barely grip the rope, but with the last of my strength, I climbed out of the well and headed back to the castle. Ever since the magic mirror returned, its reflections have warned the kingdom of danger, kept our family safe, and it has exposed many troublesome crumbs tangled in my beard.
Yeah. King Edward was so proud that you returned his lost treasure that he made you king. Everyone knows that part. Now, Can we get back to that dragon?
Gwendolyn, there is so much more to my stories than dragons. I hope this old cap will be remembered for far more than the action tattered across its brim, sewn into the seams of many hidden adventures. All right, let's get back to the dragon.
Tell me everything. Where can I learn to shoot like that?
A good mentor and practice. This wasn't the first time I went eye to eye with that hideous beast, and while that shot was certainly in self-defense, that arrow was a bit vengeful, I'm afraid, but let's continue that story in the daytime. It's about to get a tad more scary.
Dragons don't scare me, even those with all their eyes. If I ever come across that dragon, I'll finish him off for you, and I'll be known throughout Daventry as Gwendolyn the Brave.
That's quite a that's quite a bold plan, one that requires a steadfast gut and a deft hand.
All right, you two. Grandpa needs to rest. Gwendolyn, it's way past your bedtime.
Sleep well, Grandpa. I'll be back first thing in the morning.
I don't need rest. I'm as spry as I've ever been, though I wouldn't mind a slice of magic fruit.
Guards!
Well, hello, cousin. I'm glad you're finally here. He's been asking about you for days. I had to sit through the same story 5 times.
We got here as fast as we could, and I like Grandpa's stories, especially the ones with dragons.
Ah, yes, the legendary beast he went eye to eye with. I don't know if he forgets I've heard that story before, or if he doesn't care, but he loves telling it to anyone that will listen. I'm pretty sure I heard the nursemaids telling his same jokes in the hall.
Have you heard anything the doctors are saying?
Yes, doctors, wizards, magic elves. Grandfather is fine, Gwendolyn. They all say the same thing. He's just old. He still has a few good years left. Look, we're all excited that your family made the trip, but there's no need to worry. You should get some rest. I'm sure you're scheduled for a full morning of Grandfather's hilarious ramblings.
Oh, I'm also scheduled for the tournament tomorrow.
Ah, yes, the fencing tournament. You'll love it. I'm, of course, favored to win and will make sure you have the very best seat to view my victory. The courtyard will be filled with important people and delicious hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I'm actually competing in the tournament.
I had no idea we were hosting a junior tournament. That's incredible. In that case, I will gladly be there to cheer you on and eat delectable appetizers.
Nope, no junior tournament. I'll be squaring off against you.
I see. Well, perhaps this is the time to stop listening to stories and finally make some of your own. Good night, Gwendolyn. Sleep well.
Come in, Gwendolyn. You can set those on the nightstand.
Grandma said to take 3 spoonfuls of each.
I'll get to those. No need to fuss over me. Now, let's talk about far more important issues, like that fencing tournament. I hear you're competing.
Well, I signed up, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Nonsense. If it's Gart you're worried about, he's no bother. After all, I only learned that you entered after he complained about it all morning. Threatened, I'm guessing. There are many ways to win a duel. I, for one, have always been fond of...
Jaha, då är det dags att hålla på att välja. Här har man suttit och lyssnat och sen helt plötsligt så får man välja. An act of kindness.
Treating my opponents with respect. You'll be surprised what opens up to you. A lovely fellow once told me the fastest way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Speaking of, that reminds me of a story. One I know you haven't heard before. When I was a much younger lad, before I was a knight, before I'd been to Daventry, and even before I had seen a dragon. It's a tale about a tournament that changed my life. It is a long story, but I shall tell it briefly.
Well, Triumph, this looks as good a place as any to camp for the night. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
After gracefully rappelling down the cliff, I welcomed the sight of an actual road, the first sign of civilization.
Och med den landningen, gott folk, så får vi avsluta första delen av det här spelet. Så ni är välkomna att se del 2.